Sean Sewell with Engearment.com podcast. It is November 13th, 2024. It's been about 2 months since the last podcast. And as you can imagine, we've been doing a lot of coverage and events and just a whole lot of fun stuff. I'm going to try and catch you up to speed as I always do, hopefully in 15, 20 minutes or less. But the very biggest thing on the radar right now is the Beacon Bash. This is our 7th annual Beacon Bash. We're hosting it this year at Loveland Ski Valley. That's even closer than Winter Park for a lot of people here in Denver. And there's a lot of reasons we made the change from Winter Park, which has been great to work with. And it's a lot of fun. It's a beautiful area, and they've just been a pleasure to work with. The two biggest obstacles we were facing the last 3 years with the Winter Park was one, it's farther away for a lot of people in Denver. And to get to Winter Park, they had to traverse over Birthday Pass, which in the last 2 or 3 years, especially on the Beacon Bash weekend, closed down. So it kept people from actually being able to get to the Beacon Bash, which is no good for anybody. And then two, we're dirtbags. We loved hosting it at Loveland because at Loveland, you can basically just roll up and park for free at the event and just walk over to the vendor booths and to the Beacon Bash itself. Whereas at Winter Park, you had to pay and park in a lot and then walk over. And we were getting a lot of feedback that the parking lots were full by like 9 a.m. because it is a ski resort. So actually Loveland reached out to us to see if we wanted to host it over there. And, we had a lot of fun. Like I said, back in 2019, it was easy to operate, easy to get to. And we had a great time. So we're going to do it back at Loveland. And like I said, it'll be a free event, free parking, plenty of it. We'll have operating bathrooms, we'll have recycling, we'll have trash. We have a beer sponsor, so we'll be selling beers there this year. Full beers, not the little 1 ounce samplers we had to do at Winter Park. We'll have food trucks. We have a taco truck lined up. We have a pizza truck lined up. So you have food options. And we have, I believe, 40 vendors lined up, 35 or 40 vendors. I'll go through a list here in a second. And we have professional ski and splitboard guides lined up to do demonstrations. We have search and rescue teams and their dogs lined up to do demonstrations. I personally will be there doing a demonstration on 5-minute mobility drill that I do before going into the mountains to go splitboard. I do it with all my clients for coaching as well. We'll have a few speakers involved as well. We'll have a DJ. I'm bringing the speakers, and other people are going to speak at the event. I should be more clear. We'll have speakers presenting. I will be using speakers to provide sound. We will have a DJ and all that. It's going to be a lot of fun. And of course, we have a huge raffle. We always do. That's why a lot of people come. We have generous donations from, I'm going to miss a few, Venture Snowboards is going to have a Euphoria splitboard to give away. Phantom Snow Sports will be there. They make amazing hard boot setups and interfaces. Colorado Adventure Guides will be offering up some ARI level 1 and 2 courses, which is what you need to get in the backcountry. Mammut will be there, not only with beacons to have offered at the raffle, but they'll be help operating a beacon park, as will Ortovox, as will BCA. So we have beacon parks set up for free, so you can come learn how a beacon probe and shovel work, or to practice your skills. So really no reason not to bring your beacon. If you don't have a beacon, we will provide you with a beacon. You must return that beacon at the end of the day. You don't get to keep it, but you can use it. We will have beacons from Ortovox, Mammut, and BCA. We have Colorado Mountain School, beacon guidebooks, Backcountry Beauties, as well as Women Who Splitboard. One of our chairwomen's, Rama runs that. They'll both be there and having meetups. Confluence Kayaks will be donating. Never Summer, I love Never Summer, will be donating as well. Dynafit, Tobe make clothing for sledders. So anybody who's backcountry curious, whether you're a skier, splitboarder, snowboarder, snowshoer, sledder, what we call it, snowmobile, hunter, climber. If you're going in the backcountry, this event is aimed at you. This does not take the place of professional education. We'll have guides from ARI at our event, and you can win professional education, ARI level 1 or 2 or companion rescue. But this is just a free event we put together every year to get like-minded folks together, learning and practicing and having some pizza, maybe a beer. This is a kid-friendly event as well. This is open to all ages and all abilities. So bring your kiddos, come hang out, learn some stuff, potentially win some stuff. More things. Jones Pass Guides, my friends over there will be offering up a cat tour. Arbor split boards, well, we have a couple of split boards to give away from them. Zeal Optics, they make great sunglasses and goggles. Ortavox, like I mentioned. Engearment, that's me and my team. Silverton Avalanche School. Arcteryx, well, some clothes from Arcteryx to raffle off. BCA. Fire Pit, and Weston, of course. They've always been a huge sponsor of the event. So that is the Beacon Bash. That is this Saturday, November 16th at Loveland Ski Valley. Again, that is free. First come, first serve. We start at 9. I'll be presenting at 9, and then it goes until 3 or 4. And it's going to be a lot of fun. Okay, Beacon Bash, that's upcoming. We have another Beacon Bash coming up in New Mexico in January. That will be benefiting the Taos Mountain Rescue Dogs. So that'll be a lot of fun as well. And now we'll hopefully do a podcast right before that event to remind you of that. I don't know how I'm going to cover all these reviews. I don't want to spend a whole lot of time. I'll try and pick some of them. There's 2 pages of reviews we've gotten done since the last podcast. Let me see. In the last podcast I mentioned, I got to go on a really fun backpacking trip with other outdoor media professionals and test out gear from Cascade Designs. That'd be Thermarest, MSR Mountain Safety Research, Platypus, and a whole like 10 more brands. And so I have individual reviews on all the equipment we used on that trip. I have a few more videos to shoot in the spring when it's not covered in snow right now. But yeah, we have the MSR Hubba Hubba LT2 tent. That is a 2-person, 3-pound tent. Got that review up. It's an awesome tent. The Thermarest Boost 20 Degrees sleeping bag. That's the revolutionary one that they just came out with. And then to match with that, the Neoloft sleeping pad. Some more videos on the Peak Design Outdoor Backpack, the 45-liter version. I made 4 videos of that so far. I've never done 4 videos for any one product, but a lot of people had a lot of good questions, and I was able to, in real time, pretty much go through and answer and demonstrate how the pack works and hopefully answer their questions. And then Hoka Tecton X3 trail running shoes. These are going to be a super squishy trail running shoe with a gator built into it to keep the rock and debris out. I actually used them on that backpacking trip. They're very lightweight. Then our newest rider, Erin Trail, used them, and she qualified for some major trail races wearing those shoes. So it's fun to have such a big team now where we get to have multiple points of view on the same piece of gear. And in fact, Erin Trails are one of our newest riders. We brought on 4 new riders since I saw you guys last. I'll do a special on them here in a moment and get to know them a little bit better. We have a raft guide up in Washington State. She's awesome. Lisa Fine as well. Erin Trail. And our newest rider, Michael Cooper, Super Cooper, is in Antarctica testing gear right now. Just got a text from him, 2 days ago, when he got to Patagonia. Yeah, we have people in Antarctica. And it's not the first time either. That's wild to me. When we started Engearment 10 years ago, I never thought we'd have a team of riders. We have over 50 riders now, and they're doing really cool stuff. It's absolutely amazing. In fact, 2 of our riders got engaged last week, Kate and Paul. Like, how cool is that? I'm going to have to do a special just on the riders so you can get to know them better. I know I'm public facing on a lot of the videos, but there's 53 other ones on the team that are just as awesome, and everybody's got some fantastic stories to share. Like Devin Dowd, she has a lot of reviews up here. Let's get to her stuff. Okay, what did she do? She worked on the Cotopaxi Alpha 35-liter travel backpack. She worked on the Nomadic Basecamp box, 2 of them actually, and a couple more she did. Here we go. Where is she? Outdoor Vitals. Yep, she's been doing some work with them. And this is cool. So Devin was really curious about overlanding and rooftop tents, and she got to come to the Overland Expo this summer, and we made some good connections, and she had a great idea of covering overlanding from a female perspective and also as a first timer going into this category. So she's creating a series of videos and interviews and how-tos from her perspective, which is really amazing. Not my perspective, or potentially, some other guy's perspective. To get it from a female perspective, from a person who's new to rooftop tents and overlanding and this kind of stuff, it's really cool. I'm very proud of her for making this happen. So she's working on testing out some Free Spirit equipment, a rooftop tent, and I believe Sherpa roof rack should be installing this week. And so she has an interview with Free Spirit Recreation, and just awesome. So there's gonna be a whole category that she's gonna be creating videos and content on how she approaches it. Also, she has some Blizzex, not Blizzex, some Bridgestone tires that she's testing out, and a bunch of other stuff like that. The things to put together that you might not think about when you're putting together an overlanding or overlanding light setup in this case. But her goal is to access the trailheads this winter so she can get back splitboarding, and I'm really excited to get her into that activity. All right, some other reviews I did, won't bore you too much. Crazy Creek pack table and Crazy Creek chairs, covered those because we used them on the backpacking trip. Speaking of chairs, Helinox sent over their swivel chair, which is nice. It swivels like this chair is doing right now. Cool. The Rider Light, the regular Rider, and the Rider insulated pants, did reviews on those. And Arms of Andes, my buddy Michael Clemente, super awesome guy. He's very much into interviewing founders of companies and professional athletes. He has an interview with Arms of Andes talking about their sustainability and how they go about utilizing alpaca fibers to make really awesome clothing. And then he also has a really helpful video on the Smith payroll helmet and the Alex crash sensor. What this is a sensor built into the helmet that'll communicate to your smartphone and then communicate to whomever you like, emergency professionals or family members if you're getting a crash. And it's a cool helmet. They sent one over for me to test, and I did not get the video shot as well as Michael did, so we'll let him run with that. Mammut has a new installation that they created out of climbing ropes, which is cool because they make great climbing ropes, but those have an end of life. And instead of just putting them in a landfill, they found a way to repurpose them and turn them into insulation. In this case, it's the Rhymelight Inflex hoodie. It's an active insulation. Now I put in the same category as like a Nano Air or Arc'teryx Atom. So got a review on that. Speaking of Patagonia, this was a tricky one because I always get stuff way before it comes out for Patagonia. And they're like, Sean, don't do the review until next year because it won't be available until next year. But you can do a preview. So I previewed the heck out of it. This is the Nano Air Ultralight. So a preview on that. And then I got a lot of people asking questions on that. That's for sure. So I created a video that's not out yet on what is the difference between the Ultralight, the Nano Air Hybrid Light, and the Nano Air Regular. So hopefully that answers a lot of questions with that. Marmot, the Precip Echo Rain Jacket, as well as their newest warm insulation synthetic. The Mammut Sender Iron Jacket, same insulation, just twice as much of it. Great for static use as a parka. Eno Lounger DL Chair, super comfortable lounge chair from Eagle Nest Outfitters. And then Patagonia, the Iron Forge fleece lined shacket, I think, and the fleece lined pants. So very much thick insulation workwear, good stuff. The Marmot Warm Cube Active Novus is what I was trying to allude to earlier. That's their active insulation piece that uses these warm cubes of sewn material. It's a very sharp looking jacket too. Have that up. Outdoor Vitals, Skyline 30 fast pack review from my man Clay Farnsley. Clay's so awesome. So awesome. He's going to be hanging out with us during the Beacon Bash, staying with my wife and dog and I. He's so good at these videos too. Outdoor Vitals, he has this review up. He put this thing to use. He was in the Wind River range, I believe, with this. Cool guy. Bouge RV. Yes, they have a new fridge, the CPR Pro 30. CRP Pro 30. There it is. And it has a little battery pack in it, and it was perfect timing. The weather was much nicer and warmer back when this cooler came in, and we were hosting a get-together for our new neighbors. I'll probably share with you, built a house recently and moved to a new neighborhood, and everybody's new to the neighborhood, as we are. We're the first ones moving to the neighborhood, so we're trying to set the tone that, like, we are dog people, we are outdoors people, and we will be happy to meet you in the courtyard and let our dogs play with your dog and share some food. So we threw a little picnic, and I brought this cooler out, filled it with some ciders and some LaCroix, and It's awesome because it's a refrigerator too, and it has a built-in battery. So I was able to, without plugging it into the wall, bring it out fully charged and put it in the sun for 5 hours and keep everything nice and cold. And then I keep it in the back of my truck now. Oh boy, now we're getting to the fancy stuff. Arc'teryx Proton hoodie. This thing's so awesome. It's an active insulation jacket, much like the Nano Air, just a little bit warmer. It's pretty amazing. I'm a big fan of that one. And then of course Patagonia Nano Air Light bottoms. So that is me stretchy little puffy pants, and I love puffy pants for winter camping. And these ones are active insulation, so much lighter than say down puffy pants, but still usable for how I use it in the fall for camping. And then Thule sent over this Convert 32-liter backpack. It's just out of frame. At first, I didn't actually like it that much, and I shot the video about 3 weeks into using it, and I was like, it's okay. And then I learned how to reconfigure it, and it's now one of my favorites. So I might have to do a part 2 in that video. Helinox has a seat warmer, so they sent that over. It's what sounds like it's an elastic, puffy blanket that goes over the Helinox chairs. Oh, this is a fun one. Ice cap cold plunge. So you probably know I'm a health professional by trade, and at our gym, Existence Athletics in Denver, we have cold plunges as well as wood burning stove saunas, and we'll go back and forth and do what we call a fire and ice event. And just in time for our most recent fire and ice event, Ice Cap sent over their Made in America ice plunge, cold plunge, I should say. Basically, it's a really amazing trash can. It's like a roto-milled trash can. It's like built out of the same material as a kayak. So nice, durable, somewhat insulated cold plunge tub. And we did it for that event, and everybody loved it. And then I took it home, and I've been using it every day. If I take time today to do the editing, I might put a video of me getting in there. The temperature of the water was 31.8. That's pretty cold. You don't need that cold. The optimum temperature is 50 degrees Fahrenheit, 50 to 60. So you don't need to go cold to impress anybody. I just didn't have a way of warming the water up this last weekend. We had a big snowstorm. And so, and my in-laws were staying with us, and they asked me if I would jump in there. So I obliged, and it was cold. It did not last more than 20 seconds. But typically, if you are doing this for health benefits, you would do it for 3 to 5 minutes at 50 degrees Fahrenheit. Pretty safe recommendation right there. And then, gosh, there's so much more. Insta360 Link 2. It's a gimbal-based webcam. I did a comparison for that between that and the original, and that's what I use for hosting a lot of my fitness classes. I'll use that Insta360 Link 2 camera to track my movement around the gym when I am coaching. It's a pretty impressive setup, actually. Blue Air Classic Pro CP7i Air Purifier. It's been a while since I did an air purifier review, and Blue Air reached out, and it's perfect timing because, like I mentioned, we just built a house. And so they sent over a prototype of their top-of-the-line air purifier. It's like $600, $700. It's legit. It's like double HEPA, and it's got a UV light basically in there that sanitizes all the air that comes through. It's pretty snazzy, pretty big too. A lot of people ask me what the difference between the Arc'teryx Atom Heavyweight, and the Proton was, so made you a video on that. And then I got asked during that video a lot more questions like, what is it like compared to the Nano Air or other active insulation? So I put together the Active Insulation 2024 comparison video. And then, we love to rooftop tent camp, and we love to camp in tents, but I always wonder about camping in the 4Runner. I tried it. I didn't like it before. I used the Nextped pad, and it just didn't fit very well. And there's a lot of wasted space. And some of our colleagues had tested out a Luno Air mattress made for like their Subaru Forester or other vehicles, but there wasn't one for the 4Runner yet. My contact over at Luno was like, hey, we're just launching this week the new version. We made a mold for the 4Runner. And they sent over the setup, and it was pretty dang awesome. I was able to get it down to 10 degrees Fahrenheit and camp with my dog. That's a lot of fun. Have that video up for you. That we met with a really cool company called DOD out of South Korea, kind of like Helinox. Went to a farm and hung out with, again, some of the friends from the outdoor media world. Got to see them, Kai and Becca and some other friends, and went to his farm. And on the farm, they had this huge tent set up. Like, when I say huge, I mean like bigger than a farmer's market tent, like four of them put together, but looks like a tunnel tent, like a Scandinavian tunnel tent. And they had picnic tables under the tents. I was blown away. They call them a super tent. So we had dinner in a tent with a fire around us, with nice lights hung up and everything. And they sent over that tent later, that large tent. So we're going to use it at the Beacon Bash. And my friend Steve Starks is going to cook pizzas on some solo stove ovens in that tent. So you can see that one in person. I'll have a video up in more detail on that. They also give us some camp chairs that are nice. It's kind of like Snow Peak kind of feeling. And then my man Clay, he's been testing out for over a year now the newest MSR Revo Explorer snowshoes. So he's got his video up on that. Oh, yeah, then he almost caught up. Almost done. Mountain Hardware Storm Whisperer. We saw this at the OMA event this summer, and it was amazing. It's like a Ghost Whisperer got ate up by a Pertex hard shell, and it's all under 20 ounces, and it's awesome. So, of course, right as they launched it, they sent one over for us to whip out. Perfect timing because we had a 20-inch blizzard, and we got snowed in. So it was a great opportunity for me to just go hang out in the snow and help shovel driveways for neighbors and stuff. Got that going. I have the world's second lightest ultralight down jacket from Stellar going live tomorrow, the 14th. Yeah, tomorrow. Hoka Kaha 2 Frostmock. This got launched last week. I've been testing those for a while, so I'll have the video up on that here soon. North Face Bright Horn jacket, 800 Pro down with a Pertex Y-Fuse outer. Real nice offering. That one will be going live in 2 days, and then next week I'll have the best down jackets for 24-25. I think it's 10 or 12 jackets, all detailed reviews and everything lined up. And I think that gets you caught up. Oh, one last thing. Last Tuesday, I got to meet the founder of Night Eyes. Man, he was so fun. We went to headquarters and it's supposed to be like a 15-minute slot. And I got there 45 minutes early. And we wound up talking for like an hour and a half. And the only reason we ended the conversation is because the first of many snowstorms came in. And it was dark and it was after 5. And his employees were like, "Hey, boss, can we go home?" He's like, "Fine." But no, he was so fun to hang out with. They have a new ratcheting system that he developed. He invents all these Night Eyes contraptions. You probably have something from Night Eyes, or you've probably seen it at Home Depot on an end cap. And you're like, do I need a dog collar that lights up? Do I need a keychain that has 5 keychains built into it? He's that guy. He built these things. But the biggest thing that I think he's created is this new ratcheting system. And he taught me how tensioning works with traditional ratchets. And we did a bunch of tests, and I have pictures I'll share in a video in the future. And I have in a box right there the entire new lineup of his ratchets. And it doesn't sound exciting, but if you ever have to use ratchet or tie down straps, you're going to be pretty curious about what's about to happen in the ratchet world. He flipped it. He figured it out, made it safer. You can you can decompress 300 pounds of tension with your finger, one finger, without concern of losing that finger. It's pretty cool. All right, did I do it in 20 minutes? 23, darn it. All right, I tried to keep that fast, but there was a lot of content, as you could tell. All right, to wrap up, hopefully see some of you in person at the Beacon Bash this weekend. And I will have a holiday gift guide lined up right around Thanksgiving. I know they're coming out early this year, and I'm not trying to rush through this. I'm trying to put together, as we always do, a very helpful, authentic, non-sponsored holiday gift guide with reviews to all the products, not just a picture of a screenshot and a link to go buy it. Only things that we have used and would recommend to our friends and loved ones will be in this gift guide. And having 54 writers, there's a lot of friends and family. So there's going to be a lot of items that we would recommend for friends and family. So I got my work cut out for me on that. With that in mind, thank you for your support over the years. We'll be celebrating 10 years next month of running Engearment. And it's been an absolute pleasure, my friends. Absolute pleasure. All right. Until next time, take care.